Today we're going to go and teach you a little bit more about Starfleet, a little bit more about the quadrant you're in. Right now, you are in the Enterprise. The captain is a yellow suit. They are the lead ship for every quadrant. Each one of them have a bowsman, and the yellow bowsman has a red quadrant. Now, the entire fleet has another Enterprise. I'm sure you're all aware. It's the flagship. The flagship uses a security captain. He is a red suit. There's only one of them, and the bowsman does a gold suit. So the gold follows the red, and the red follows the yellow, follows the lead. Okay, two bowsmans, two, and it's the opposite follows. Now, there are 12 ships in the fleet for every fleet admiral. The admiral sits inside of the starbase with 12 captains around her. She's her secretary and 12 captains, well, ex-captains, and each one has a screen in front of them with each one of these vessels. Current, up to date. The communication security staff works separately from the captain. They go and keep the admiral informed of everything. The captain never has to do it, but they have their own supplemental reports, as do all staff. So we got the flagship Enterprise, we got the lead ship Enterprise. Number 3, we have the Jolly Horse. It's a B. It's a blue ship, medical. We have the Mirrorman. It's a blue ship, medical. We have the Agamemnon, R, a red ship, communications array. We have the Farragut, a B. It's a science ship. We have the Mallory, which is an R, a security ship. We have the Coraline, a B, it's a medical ship. We have the Crazy Jack, it's an R, a security ship. The Clarktown, it's a G, another command ship, engineer ship. It's engineering mainly. The Calvin is a B, a science ship. And Voyager is a B, a science ship. So, as we can see, it's 3 science ships for every quadrant. There's the 3 medical ships for all quadrants. There's 3 security ships for all quadrants, and 2 yellows. Now, other than the bowsmans, because everybody who knows, a bowsman is the Punisher on the old pirate ships, on boats. A bowsman is the one who whips people. They're the ones who watch the lead ship and the flagship. Now, this is for every fleet. When the Enterprise goes there first, the flagship deals with first contact situations. So, as the yellow Enterprise comes up into a situation, we will solve it 100%. Every ship has all three suits in it. But once you leave the Enterprise, you go into your more specialized field. And as the Enterprise solves it, as much as it possibly can be, sometimes there's more you can learn about it. And the captain of the Enterprise will put statements in saying that there's still a medical situation here, there's still some science that needs to be categorized, that we can jump to more pressing things. And then that's when the fleet admiral will send ships, and another more qualified ship will come in, whether it's 2 or 3 more, and they will do the last of the work, putting it all into the computer. The computer core runs through all of Starfleet. Every ship has access to the same computer, and it uses all of them. All the comm ships, all the stations, all of them have access. So, but these ships deal with this one quadrant, and there's a lot of space to be dealt with. And everybody knows the objective of the Enterprise is exploration. Everybody knows from the Prime Directive that we can give medical help to people. We're not there to increase their medical technology. We're not there to increase their technology. We'll get into that later. After this, we come into the stations. The communications array station, security space dock, a security space station, 3 communication arrays, relay arrays. They transfer information between it. They're pretty much stationary. They're not vessels. There's 3. Then you have the Starfleet repair dock. It's really SP, the construction yard. It can hold up to 3 starships at a time. After this point, we come into, now, bear in mind, all of these are for just one quadrant. Every quadrant has 3 relays, has a space dock, has a station, a communication station, a communication space dock, 3 relay station, a repair dock. Now, SP, it needs to be verified. This contacting all of Starfleet, making sure all the people who are supposed to hear this hear it. Starfleet is based on winning. And what that comes down to is that we are the most advanced in the world. And we have, even in our danger zones, the ones we are not allowed to be in, we have fleets there. We have cloaked fleets. We have Defiant class, which are relay arrays for the repair docks. Repair docks are construction yards. These are where the gray suits go. A gray means you are proficient in all 3 of the uniforms and have good standing in all of them. You're the top of your field. And the Defiant class will get into more just like the Delta fighters. The Fleet Admiral Opal Station, it's a supply mall star base. We also, like I said, have cloaked ships that watch out for, but they don't show themselves. even when a normal non-cloaked vessel decides to go and be called to a cloaked one, they have to go to warp and then cloak. You have to. The cloaked is the most secret of all of Starfleet. We have a base in everywhere, so when we're going into SP status, we know that even our own allies are not watching us. Every station has a Starship airplane transport trolley for those who have space, for species who have space technology, warp cores, but are not, but they don't have a ship themselves. It's a trolley network. Now, we do upgrade their warp nacelles because we're here to make it so that these people do not go and destroy our universe. This is the only time we do a technology to them, is the propulsion systems. We will upgrade your system so that you don't blow yourselves up with nuclear waste and helium engines, which you will burn for using a helium engine. This is literal. You will burn for it. Or any kind of gravity well propulsion. These things are dangerous and absolutely uncalled for. Our propulsion system runs on a Sprite electric engine. It's actually very simple, but that's later on. That's for advanced. We'll get into that with the dilithium crystals. But now our propulsion system works on a series of water pumps. And it's sort of a hydrogen engine, but not. It's a pressurized water gun. And I know what you're thinking. How is that even going to come close? Because we are not dealing with Galaxy-class starships. That is another secret but we're in SP mode. These are Universal-class starships. And basically, through using pressurized water tubes, we're able to, and with Sprite lightning, which is 100,000 lightning bolts, we're able to hit the air, hit the water, vaporize it, and give enough PSI to do it. Now, I know you're thinking that seems a bit off, but the thing is, 65% of the weight of the starship is water. And I got the diagrams. As you can see, that we're dealing with a lot of open space. Still, this stuff doesn't take up much, and just like our turbo lifts, our turbo lifts run on a red, yellow, green, as you can see. These things are built to, and with each one, the saucer section and the lower half having it, you have 4 points in each one, going north, south, east, west, front, and back. And that allows for momentum. That this is all into tactical, We'll also get into that, because you have to be tactical before you're in the helm. The helm will drive you straight forward. And the tactical will be able to. This is another SP. These are things that the ship can do, but you generally try not to because we're not here to advance their war skills. But the ship is strong enough using our competitive hull technology to, while at full speed, going in any direction, it's able to maneuver in any direction and fire any of the weapons at any time. Meaning, it doesn't matter. Using the water pressure setup as it sits, it will evaporate the water, keep pushing it steady. The water will recirculate, recycle, turn the air and hydrogen and oxygen will recirculate in the tubes and reform into water. So it's a continuous cycle with material that doesn't exfoliate. It will never lose. It will never go out. And I know you're thinking it's crazy, but a lightning bolt can shoot in Earth's atmosphere 80 miles straight down, hit a truck that's 1,500 pounds with shocks, and lift it 4 feet in the air. Now, with that same principle, that's one zap in 0.00 of a second, and it'll lift it 4 feet, 1,500 pounds with shocks. Now, if you were to use that for an electric punch engine, you take out the atmosphere and you put it point blank, that's huge. You go and turn it into sprite lightning, that makes it even worse. Now, all we're doing is putting a water shield involved that also utilizes it for the... Now, the sprite lightning is a dangerous setup, but we only use it for the residuals. There's no real need, since it's all in each quadrant, to ever go to the max potential of it. You're able to, and the whole thing's built from a simple turn wheel, a kinetic spin wheel. It looks like I got the picture of it. And this thing, you can take it off. It weighs no more than, it's just a little key. You put the spin part on it and you take it off with your hand. There's no electrical charge out it. The nodes shoot out the bottom, as this display will show. And with the amps hooked up to it, you'll keep running amp after amp after amp, so the one node turns into 100,000 nodes, which will make a lightning bolt. You run that same type of setup, just larger, which will make the sprite lightning bolt. So technically it gives you universal space travel, because you can throw a lighter in outer space really fast. And this thing, you just, during the setup, when you're in the helm, you have to prepare for the back pressure, because that's the only brake you have. You shoot the gun forward, you go forward, you shoot it back, you slow down. And we'll call that a day for now. There's a lot to go over.